That's bad.
What is going on, guys? Today we're getting back to work on the LS4 swap Fiero. Well, one of them. You can see, got the exhaust system done, aside from that, which we'll get to in a second. Just trying to knock out all the little things, because we're somewhat on the home stretch here. We've got stuff like the cooling system, which is, because we're using the stock water pump, is a lot more simple than my Fiero with like the electric water pump and all that stuff. On the water manifold. This one, we basically just need to hook up the inlet outlet to the where'd they go? The hoses here, or the cooling pipes, I guess they'd be called on this. Got to run this over to that side, this one to there. I got some stuff coming for that, so that's not a big deal. Got the gas tank back out of it to try to fix it, because trying to find a replacement for this has been as close to a nightmare as you could imagine. I don't know exactly what the differences are, but apparently the 84 to 86 Fiero gas tanks are different than the 87 to 88. I don't claim to be a Fiero guru or anything like that. So trying to find an 87, 88 gas tank has been a little bit of a struggle, so we're going to see if we can just get this one fixed. Because like you saw before, it is just weeping. So hoping I can get that sealed and then get that knocked off the list. A side effect of that was got the fuel pump pulled out of it, and there was still a little bit of gas in the tank, so I just hooked up a battery to the fuel pump and pumped it out, so I can verify that the fuel pump is good. And I know which wires off that harness I'm going to need to hook the Holly to, so that's also good. So yeah, the coolant hoses, the fuel lines, fuel tank, all that stuff. We got to install the Holly and get it wired up and get the axles made, because right now we're SEMA Bluetooth in it. I think at that point we can just test the car. There's probably some other stuff that I'm forgetting, that once you get to like the 95% of a build, the other stuff takes forever to find and get dialed in, things like that. So trying to keep working on it as much as I can in between everything else. I don't know if you guys have noticed in the background here. My buddy Seth and I went down to Ohio like 4 weeks ago, I don't know how long ago, and picked up a motorhome for him and his band to take on tour this summer. So we're trying to get that fixed. The whole roof is junk. It is now mostly there and in various other piles around. So we got that all ripped off, got down to the aluminum framing, and picked up some new plywood for it. Going to lay that down, get it all sealed up, lay some new membrane down, and then try and get the vents and AC and everything back in it. But this has been oh yeah, there's still some there too. So this has been a fun learning process for both of us, because I have never worked on a motorhome and he does not work on cars or houses. Oh, and the other day my brother-in-law brought his tractor down for something. Oh, he got his truck stuck in my yard, so he brought the tractor down to pull it out, and then he just left the tractor here. I was using that with the back blade to smooth out my driveway, and then for some reason the three-point hitch stopped working, so I was like, shoot, I just broke their tractor. So I was messing with that yesterday, trying to get that figured out, and got that figured out, so luckily I didn't actually break their tractor. And then I've got so much just junk here that needs to get burned, but somebody put a god dang horse barn where my burn pit was. So I need to find a new burn pit. And I haven't really found a good place for that just yet. Because yeah, it used to be like right there. Also, yeah, there's another horse. God damn it. Oh, another thing that we did with the tractor while it was here. Used to have that motorhome out front that I pulled the big block and Turbo 400 out of, that we put in that black Fox body Mustang. Nice Skylark. Used that to haul that way the hell out back. Pulled these tires off it because these are damn near brand new. This is the spare. These ones got a couple hundred miles on them maybe. So don't really know what I want to do with those yet. Might be spares for the ramp truck, but they're way taller. Those are 235 85 16s. The ramp truck has 225 70s, I think. 225 75s maybe. It's like a 2.5 inch height difference. Oh, hey there, Chevelle. How you doing, buddy? Yeah. Got the Chevelle loaded up on the ramp truck. Yeah, these are 225 75. And then got the Chevelle loaded up. Did use the PTO winch. Worked really well. Not gonna lie, worked really well. It was really nice to just sit in the cab, look out the back window, let off the clutch, and just watch it. A lot quieter than I expected it to be too. I do still eventually want to change the drivetrain in this thing. So unfortunately that's probably gonna mean saying goodbye to the PTO winch. But I'm not gonna lie, I am starting to like it. But you can see this car is elevated and it's pretty close. And I got like the back ramps are probably 3 or 4 inches from the bumper, maybe not even that. So it's not like I can go back further. The Skylark wouldn't fit on here with the ramps closed. Luckily they do. You can slide a pin out of the bottom and pull them off. And probably just tuck them under the car or something. But yeah, first car loaded up on the ramp truck's the Chevelle. How you like that? I need to one of these days crawl under here and take a look at how the PTO setup is well set up, because I don't know if that's something that I could adapt to a different transmission or anything like that. Because like I said, I do kind of like it. It's just bulky as hell. So I don't know. That's entirely dependent on me keeping the ramp truck too. Like, I love the ramp truck, but I quickly have realized that a crew cab would probably be the way to go. Anyway, back to this thing. So, what I'm going to try to get done today, or at least in this video, is this. This is an exhaust cutout from, I don't know if it's Spelab or Spelab, how that's pronounced. But I have used these before. I had a 94, I think, Buick Roadmaster wagon, and one of the round B-body ones, all white. Really rad car. Really enjoyed it. But I put dual cutouts on that. With the 5.7, it sounded pretty rowdy. Like, it was a real fun car. Unfortunately, that car was kind of low, and we took it camping one day, and there was like a route along the little trail that we had to go on, and it ripped the exhaust system off the car. So that sucked. But until that point, the exhaust cutouts worked great. And they were very simple to install too. This one is going to be a little bit less simple to install, but if you were installing it on a normal vehicle, it would be quite simple. So this is a 3-inch one. Here is the piece that would go in between your exhaust pipe, right? I don't think I have to explain that too much. That's pretty straightforward. But here I go, explaining anyway. You got engine, exhaust system coming down, tailpipes, blah, blah, blah. This, you just cut it, slide this deal in there, weld it, or put some clamps on there. Boom! Insta cutout. Here is the little turn down piece that they got. And here is the star of the show, the exhaust cutout. This is basically just a little motor that you hit a button, on, off, open, close. Like I said, pretty simple. So this will plug in to, god dang it, this will plug into, you like this? Forgot about that. Sorry, severe ADHD sometimes. So this will plug into the end of the motor here, and then this you run inside to the cab or wherever, and that'll plug into this side, goes into this little box that does some wizardry, and then you plug this into like a cigarette lighter or little 12-volt source to give it some power. And then you've got this simple little deal there. Comes with batteries, as you can see. Open, close. You can hide it in your pocket. Just boom. It was really fun. After I got the cutouts on the Roadmaster, I went over to my dad's, and I was like, man, something weird's going on with the car. I didn't tell him like at all that I got these. I was like, man, something really weird's going on with the car. Like, just randomly, like the sound changes. And I reach my hand in my pocket, hit the button, and it goes like, rah, 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 rah. And he's like, what the fuck is going on with this thing? So, yeah. Cutouts are fun. This car doesn't really need them, to be honest. But Sean did ask if we could put one on there, so I was like, yeah, I will try. I'm pretty sure we'll be able to fit it right there. So the goal is to get everything like installed and everything up here, and then I have to drop the subframe back out of the car for a couple more things. I need to massage it up here for a little bit, and I want to change, there's a bolt for the deck lid that I need to massage. So I need to cut this off because this gets bolted to that, and then this flange right there gets bolted on that side, and then we've got this little turn down there. Kind of a lot of pieces. If we put it on an angle like that, then it'll be all right. I can get that welded in place, and then I should have a hole saw bit. I should have a 2.5-inch hole saw bit. God, I need to clean this place. Just so busy all the time. So I'm going to stop rambling, get to work, and try and come up with something. Alright, so I got the flange welded on to the exhaust system here, and I didn't have a hole saw bit that I was really happy with, so I wanted to try something a little bit different, and that is to plasma cut it with a welder. So I've got the welder turned way up, and I was just goofing around with it a little bit, and it's actually working. It's not like the most ideal situation, obviously, but it's working, and I should be able to get a lot of area out of it, and then I'll clean it up with a file. Alright, got the exhaust system back on the car. It's actually looking pretty darn sporty, if I do say so myself. Did have to put a little bit of the copper RTV here just because this flange seemed to warp a little bit when I welded it, but it should be good. Now, I do have this thing wired up. I was just going to connect it to the battery. Didn't seem to want to work like that, so I pulled the Envoy over, got it plugged into the cigarette lighter in the Envoy, and now we can test this thing. There you go. We are operational. So, like I said, I have used the Speedlab ones in that Roadmaster before, so until we took it camping, it worked great. So I'm pretty confident. Make sure this thing's closed before I forget. So I'm pretty confident that this thing's gonna have a happy life here. Now I've just got to get everything else buttoned up on the car. And I know that someone's going to be like, man, it's so effed up that you're not gonna fire the car up and let us hear it. But, I mean, cut me some slack, man. We're still throwing this thing together. There's still a bunch of little stuff left to do. I mean, the engine's not even in the car anymore. This is very fun to play with. Has a little key fob. Comes with it. Got XR for extra rowdy when you hit that button. So yeah, once we actually get the car fired up and everything, I mean, there's not even a gas tank in the car right now. Give me a break, man. But yeah, once we get the car fired up and everything, we'll definitely be playing with it a little bit. But got stock LS4 exhaust system into the homemade merge through some Super 10s. Hopefully, I mean, to be honest, if it wasn't that he said he wanted a cutout, just, you know, because they're fun, why not? When you're putting the car together, if you're going to do one, then's the time to do it. If it wasn't for that, I'd be like, this thing's probably going to sound awesome just through the mufflers. But then, when they're at the track or whatever, hit the button and let it fucking rip. Alright, I'm pretty stoked about this. So, I also want to report that the welder plasma cutter idea worked really well. I did have to go back in there and clean up a bunch of the really rough edges because it was really rough. It was basically like using an oxy torch, kind of, like that kind of rough edge. But it made pretty quick work out of it. Note to self for in the future, if I'm going to do something like that, I'm going to blast through it with a hole saw first, and then I'll use the welder to go around the edges. Or I could just quit being a cheap ass and buy an actual plasma cutter, because they're not crazy expensive anymore, I don't think. I think you can get a good one for like $300 or $400. Anyway, that is going to do it for today's video. Got a few things done, a lot more to do on so many things. Good Lord. It is so hard to keep up with stuff. I got to start telling people no. But that is going to do it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Keep your eye out for the next one. Thank you for subscribing, clicking that bell to get a notification. I'll see you next time.